Yo, what is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Sean. You're in the Pokevault.
Blah, 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 blah.
We're going to actually be talking about some different ways that you might be able to make some money in this hobby. Also, guys, I want you to stick around until the end of the episode for today's pro tip of the day. Number one on our list might be a little bit of a hot take, but I'm willing to take the chance, and it's going to be Lost Origin.
So this is your world, is it?
So yeah, guys, this is one that hasn't gotten a lot of shine on the channel. What I was trying to do with this selection is think in my mind of which set I would want to pick if it wasn't going to be either Evolving Skies, Brilliant Stars, or Chilling Reign. Now, Brilliant Stars has lost a little bit of favor within Sword and Shield, and one set that keeps sticking out is actually Lost Origin. Now, the way that we judge sets on this channel, or at least I do when it comes to buying and what I'm looking at, is I gauge how many cards are over $20. I just use that as a benchmark, and that's raw, near mint to mint price. So this set, everyone thought it was going to go to zero. It actually currently has 8 cards over $20. This has more value up top than even the likes of Brilliant Stars, which is pretty insane. So the two main baddies in this set are going to be the Aerodactyl alternate art as well as the Giratina alternate art. Now, the Tina started off hot as it should, and it has stayed at literally over $300 this entire time, which is totally crazy. And if we look at some price tracking on the Giratina alternate art, you'll see that it definitely started out hot like we talked about, and then it has dropped down, but it is steady at $700, $680 for a PSA 10. Now, what I really want to talk about is the raw price. So let's take out all of these other trackers. Now, the raw price is where it's really talking to me. So we started out hot, of course, at $325, and then you saw it dip all the way to $200, which was probably a decent time to buy it. Look at the movement within the last 3 months. It is peaking out at like $300, $289, and then staying pretty steady. This upward slope is really talking to me, especially for, you know, up top value and just price per pack comparatively. But I will say this set still pales in comparison to Chilling Reign. And when we were doing a lot of investment videos about a month or two back, I was talking up Chilling Reign like crazy. And back then it was at about 100, 110. Now that's at about 140. So one thing I do want to mention, guys, with this selection is that there is definitely a afterburn or kind of an exhaust feel that's going on with the fact that Pokemon is changing, obviously, from yellow to silver borders. We've spoken about this in the past. Back then I said that there's going to be a printing issue, maybe because there's going to be different paper, different ink. I had a lot of people go back and forth. Yes, it's going to be an issue. No, it doesn't have any issue to do with the printers, which is all fine and good. What has to speak to me right now is the amount of supply. There is nearly none at all when it comes to Sword and Shield. I've heard of a couple reprints, like for Brilliant Stars, which is awesome, or we're going to talk about in a different episode. But what I'm seeing right now is a surplus of Scarlet and Violet and hardly nothing in the terms of Sword and Shield, which I think is popping up the price pretty quickly on those sets, specifically the ones that have up top raw value in terms of singles. All right, guys, number 2 on our list, it's going to be Hidden Fates. Some of you guys might be saying, yep, click the button, click it off. That's it, it's over. Hear me out, okay? Hidden Fates has been stagnant, if not sliding backwards in terms of the single prices, and I really, really still like this set. I have been picking up ETBs for between 140 to 150, even 160 when it calls for it, depending on the condition. I just believe in the set. I actually really, really like where Hidden Fates is. It is not overpriced in my opinion right now. I think I'm a little bit I'm very aggressive when it comes to this set. I like how the singles are kind of nerfed out and suppressed when it comes to the price of them or the cost. I think it's a good time to buy singles. I think it's a good time to buy tins. I think it's a good time to buy ETBs. I think it's a good time to be in Hidden Fates, period. I've even been looking at complete sets and just buying them outright. I love what's happening to the Charizard, how the price of it's coming down. And it's not only good for me from an investment point of view, but it's also good for the collectors. That's an important aspect for me also, because as much as I'm an investor and I love to throw my money around in the hobby, I'm also a big time collector, and that actually trumps the investing part of it. I would much rather be a collector than an investor if I had to choose. So if everything went to zero, believe me, I would have a hell of a time opening it all up. What I think is important to grasp here, especially with something like Hidden Fates, although it may be expensive to some or it may be inexpensive to others depending on your position in life, I think it's nice when a very beautiful set like Hidden Fates that I have a strong belief in and a deep-rooted kind of nostalgia feel, because it was very heavy when I came back into the hobby. So I love seeing a set that's really good be very affordable, in my opinion, to the community, because that's important too, because that's really what captures people and makes it more than just an investment vehicle. All right, last one on my list is going to feel like a slam dunk, but hear me out on this one. It's going to be V-Star Universe. So we can say V-Star Universe in general, but specifically, I'm talking about specialty type of items. I was once a kind of hesitant person when it came to Japanese and this type of product, but V-Star Universe specifically and some other Japanese sets have made a real big believer out of me when it comes to Japanese. Now, this one specifically, this is kind of known as like the gym box or the Irida box. There's two different versions of this. Now, this one sells for about $90 to $100. I believe this retails for $49.99. So this instantly went to double. Obviously, you know, it's not at triple MSRP of like a V-Star Universe box, which they retail for $39.99 and are currently selling for between $100 and $120. I have seen them come down to about $80, but that's for a different episode. I think it's still a buy at that point. But regardless, I really like specialty items like this. And if you don't know what this is, definitely check it out. It has a special little case that you can hold the cards in. This is a cool little novelty item almost, I would say. And I see definite vertical when it comes to stuff like this. And that really stems from another main point, is be on the lookout for stuff that isn't as common. Even if you have to take a flyer out on stuff and it might be not in your wheelhouse and you might be uncomfortable with buying it, but you think that there's the possibility of any type of rarity, scarcity, or upward movement in it, or it's unique on some level. It turns out, guys, that in our hobby, a lot of the times, the most odd and unique things are sometimes the most scarce, and those tend to be the ones that absolutely explode down the road when it comes to value. And sometimes it happens sooner than down the road. Damn near every Japanese product right now is selling for 2x, 3x MSRP when it comes right out of the gates. It's absolutely insane. So I guess with that, try to make good with someone that's on that side of the pond and can get you stuff at release. So let's talk about today's pro tip of the day. So I want to talk about repositioning. One thing that I'm currently doing, and I think is a very healthy exercise to do if you're looking at Pokemon as an investment vehicle in general, is to not be afraid to reposition. So I'm going to tell you something that I'm doing. I'm currently getting rid of, trading, selling, whatever it may be, and pretty aggressively, all of my Vivid Voltage and Darkness Ablaze. Obviously, I'm going to be leaving some for myself just as a collector, but in terms of bulk and huge and just surplus of items, whether it's ETBs, booster boxes, whatever it may be, I'm moving those and I'm repositioning into sets in Sword and Shield and into some Japanese stuff that we talked about today, rather than leaving it stagnant there. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I just see more potential in other items. And this doesn't have to be specifically for these items for you, but if you see stuff that's sitting stagnant and you have a surplus of it, reposition yourself into something else that you might believe in and give yourself an opportunity to move upwards rather than just sideways. And you might feel good about yourself if you make the right play. Now, is this the right play? I don't know. Do I think it is? Hell yes. So I'm going to act on it and reposition myself in that part of my collection. I hope that made sense, guys. Hit all the buttons. You know what to do. Fucking going to 100, baby, and I can't do it without you. I'm going to see you on the next live or the next episode. Peace out.
Yeah, I'm talking to you. It's time to hit the button already. Do it now. What do you think, I'm dancing for free here?